Good evening. Welcome to Leeds on Tour. I'm your host, Dwayne, as in Dwayne Pipe, and I'm from Leeds, the fair city of Leeds. Live it, love it, Leeds. And as you'll know by now, you'll be familiar with the format. This is all about cultural learning and traveling. I speak to people from all across the world, and I learn about cultures. I learn about traditions. I learn about language. I learn about food. All of that good stuff. We've got a really exciting show for you tonight. Tonight we've got a very special guest who's representing Cajun country, which is in southern Louisiana, and he's going to be talking to me, and I'm going to be asking him a few questions about what it's all about, what Cajun country is all about. Just want to make sure I'm pronouncing your name correctly as well. Is it picklebelly?
No, well, actually, belly.
Sure. I mean, you mentioned French actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that there's French from France,
Mm-hmm.
as they speak it in French,
Mm-hmm.
in France,
Mm-hmm.
in French.
In French?
Yeah.
They speak French in French.
Yeah. That's what I found when I've been there. But there's also Cajun French, and there's also Creole French, which are I've seen a couple of examples, and they're quite different. They sound quite different. I think there's some differences in vocabulary due to the different historic things that have happened. But so French, people often say is a language of love and romance. It's it's very romantic and beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
What's Cajun French?
It's a language of surviving people, of surviving death, of harmonious harmonic that's understandable in the grossest part of your palate. The front part is for sweet, the middle part's for salt, the back part is for Cajun. Cajun French is a French that's not so French as the other French that's on the French from the French, and they can't understand us because our words are a little different, and we may not be the same people as them, but we try real hard to understand them because they like to come travel down here like you're a person that's not from here, you're from another country, you kind of come trying to understand us, kind of weird and inquisitive, and you make me feel self-conscious about myself. But that's okay. And all I got to say, there's only one kind of French that you don't like. The French in Paris is okay. Yeah, we might come from there. But really, we crossbreed people from all the outlying areas. We got a lot of mixed blood in us. The refrain of this song has been a long time coming. Because there's only one thing that I can say, and it's worth saying. Fuck Canada, fuck the French in Canada. They think they want to try to claim the cake. So the difference between them and us and everybody else is we kind of mix a whole lot, with all them other cultures like that. We are accepting of people. We don't judge nobody unless you actually suck. Because if you suck, you're not worth nothing and you're not going to fit in nowhere. So don't come on down here because it's going to suck for you. In France, they say we. In Canada, they say we. In Cajun country, we say yes. I can say fuck Canada. Fuck Canada, fuck Canada, fuck Canada, fuck Canada. They make bad ice cream. They can't make. I don't even know what they manufacture.
Trees. I think we're the biggest exporter of Christmas trees.
You make me hate Christmas. Congratulations.
That's good. I already hate Christmas.
Yeah, but we like that. And, we always agree with ourselves, yeah. Yeah. I'm not trying to con you. No, I'm not trying to con you, no. As, for example, we don't call a refrigerator. No, we're going to call it an ice box. That's where the ice come from.
And it's a box shape.
It's in a box shape.
Yeah.
Make it easy. What is it? It's the unpowered horse carriage. But I got your money ball, yeah. So it's good to be here as a official representative of Cajun stuff and country. I take pride in who I am and my people. So it's very important to me that you get it right, and that you understand who we are in this tiny little corner of the world, and that we are friggin' awesome, because it's awesome. It's Lafayette. Like, hey,
That's okay.
anything you can't wipe your butt with after you take a poop is worthless. I've dipped into a chemical plant
Okay.
out there, in the swamp, and yeah, my hands are peeling. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, so yeah, hands peeling. I have peeling hands. It's really weird. Chemicals, they're down here.
Yeah, you should see a professional about
In
that,
the
I think.
swamp.
Good internet over there.
Yeah, I have a lot of good connections.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you after? You need me to ship something to you over there in Leeds? Some boudin?
So boudin, well, what's boudin?
Oh, boudin is it's a sausage that's not sausage. It's basically rice dressing. When you put the Play-Doh in the thing and you crank the machine and it comes out in the shape of whatever you're looking for. So that's rice dressing. So you put a bunch of crap in a thing and you crank it and it comes out, and then it's in a cylinder shape, and then you put a condom on it, and well, it's actually a pig intestine. I don't know what's worse, really, to be honest with you. What is worse? Would it be a condom or a pig intestine? The thing about a pig intestine, when you bite into it, because we've all bitten into pig intestines, it tears a little bit, and then you can suck the rice dressing out of it.
Yeah, but if you bite into a condom, you don't want it to tear. So I've got a few more questions for you.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I'd like to learn about your culture, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So one of the famous things that I've heard of that happens in Cajun country on Mardi Gras. So we hear a lot about Mardi Gras in New Orleans, and they have all these parades. But out in the sort of smaller towns in Cajun country, what you get is you get the Courrier de Mardi Gras, where you have people dressed up in these costumes and they're chasing around chickens and they're trying to catch chickens. Is that?
You know what a gumbo is?
Gumbo is like a big stew.
It's big stew.
Okay.
So what the point is at the end of the day, the people, they got to make, you got to have the biggest party of this day of the year, because you got 40 days, you can't have no more fun. So at the end of the day, you got to have the biggest party you possibly can. So the people, they literally start a mob, and they come from barn to barn. We're going to burn your house down. You're not respecting the Lord, and you got to give us something to make this party happen. And so they throw out a pig, or they throw out a chicken. You grease the pig.
Can you grease the chicken?
Yeah, of just the chicken.
That's it.
But you grease the pig. It's hard to catch. You squeeze. Man, but you get your arms around that motherfucker stiff. Boy, he shoots out. It's only one day,
I suppose, and then
one day a year. The rest of it, cock-a-doodle-doo. How long do chickens live? I'm not even sure. 3 years, whatever. But you gotta impregnate the hen. That's an important job. The hen gotta lay the egg. That's an important job. The egg gotta be collect. You gotta make new chickens. You gotta eat all of that. And so I completely understand. And then we pee-pee in the water, and the water goes in the bayou, and then we fish the fish out the bayou. We eat our own pee-pee. Yeah, it's not good. It's a chicken. So I mean, all these things are very important. But the special chicken is the one that you gotta let loose and fly and try to confuse drunk people all the way down the road.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at it, but
in the woods.
But I ended up we became good friends, me and the turkey.
Okay.
Yeah. In the no, you do it in like an open space. You maybe got like a fence, but just
So
it used to be a bit more wild.
They let a chicken, they let a turkey in the pen, like a round pen, and they give you a rope and they say go catch. Like that's not what I'm talking about. Like in the woods. Okay. In the woods.
In the woods is different.
Oh, like a wild turkey? That's not a wild turkey.
It's semi wild.
Okay.
Like it's adolescent.
Okay. You ever been to? I think you done travel.
Probably.
Did you go to Michael's? The lady with the one boobie.
Oh yeah. Thing? Yeah, the kind of curly hair. She tries to wink at you, but she can't wink. She winks with both eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's called the unitassel. We call it the skin meal, like a windmill but with skin. Hey. The thing is that the chickens that was born like this, they're generationally like this. They continue to be. They don't really mind that much. People and things, and they all about there to kind of catch and get your chicken.
And how many chickens per person?
Oh Lord! So you drop one. So the way it works is, as you go down the road, there's a farm, and each farm is a 40-acre lot. 40 acres in a mule. That's America. You familiar with that?
I think so. Yeah.
There's an American promise that Abraham Lincoln and George Washington, when they was in the same room, they shook hands and made nice kissy faces together, and they promised every American they could get that. And if they can or they can't. Sometimes they can't, and it's quite impressive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen them chickens fly, and drunk people elbowing and slamming and in the mud, and the pointy hats, and it's just a fucking whoop whoop whoop. And so they do this at every barn. So
Comes down to, but I heard an alarming statistic recently that actually over 80% of chickens in southern Louisiana have post-traumatic stress disorder from being chased in these Corrida Mardi Gras. I mean, is there is it a big problem, and what's the government doing about it?
It's very sad. It's kind of true. We a lot of things we kind of sweep under the rug. Like the actual percentage of fat in milk. It says 1%, but it's 2%. That kind of thing. But the dairy and agriculture industry is kind of prominent. So the chickens, they go down, and the people, they come, and the horses and the pointy masks and this kind of thing, and they catch the chickens. They rush up, all the people, they're hanging out, they go to school, and they get education their whole lives, and then all of a sudden they're like, okay, we're going to have a lottery, and I need the strongest and the best to come on out, and then y'all are going to go to the island where everything's great and pretty. And that's what they tell them. And so then they say, okay, well then buck, 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 buck. And so then the big chickens come out and buck, buck, buck. And so that's how you cull the herd. I think it's kind of how you call it.
Okay, yes, I heard of that, yeah.
And they let them, they bring them in the champion room, and they let them, when they're in the champion room, then they bring in all the hens, and they get a round of seeds out of that. And so then they let the hens out, and they go lay more eggs. And so they got the champion seeds. That's the next generation. They come. You got to do that first. You can't not do that.
Okay, yeah. You got to make sure you got the
very
next,
important.
Next round, yeah.
And so then after you've done laid your seed, and so then you go out for the Mardi Gras, and so then boom. So then you got a whole at Church Point there's 867 horses this year. Okay, so the night he's not just a knight. He's got a whole bandwagon behind him with the squires and everything else. And so, man, you're talking about a trail that's like long like a 5-mile train of people, 40 acres in a mule. It didn't matter if the mule...
That was before chickens. Chickens weren't invented at that point.
No, they were not, no.
Yeah.
They had the square eggs back then.
Yeah.
Probably something that... more snake and less reptile.
Mm-hmm.
You go down, and at each farm, you go down the road, and so you got your 40 acres, and at each 40 acres, they come down, and they say, hey, we need something for our big gumbo. You got to respect the Lord, or he's going to strike you down with lightning and you're going to die. And they had a whole crew of people that was dressed with black shoe shine on their face with whips and burlap sacks. They're going to come down there, kapow, 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 kapow. They're going to mess up your whole crew if you don't give them something for the thing. This is actually true. And if you don't give them something, and originally that's how this actually started. Hey, give me something. You're going to be shamed to death by the Lord. You're going to get the holy pox, And the real problem is we suffer for that, down here. It's not that we can't talk or that we can't understand or learn. It's that we done fucked up our food source. Pardon my French. We traumatize our food so that they're not neutralizing themselves very good. They're unhealthy because they're worried all the time. Like, hey, when's this jackass gonna jump on me? And so they take the retarded pig and they take that one, get out of me. And they had a pursuit for the chickens. They got the champion chickens. They raise them just to fly and run. And them drunk dudes. But you ever tried? I don't know if you've ever tried to catch a chicken. Have you ever tried to catch a chicken?
No, I've not tried to catch a chicken. I've tried to catch a turkey.
Wait, a turkey?
And turkeys in Leeds, they're
with your
kind
bare
of
hands.
different. You're allowed like a lasso. I think that's actually a tradition that came over from America back into the UK. The lassoing turkeys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would much be rather hung and murdered at 14 than at 21.
Okay.
Let's make that straight. By the 10th barn, and they've got 100 barns to do. They're already bloody and hammered like an MMA fight. You know, they're nasty and covered, and they're drunk, and they're drinking more. It just gets worse and worse and worse.
So if you're a chicken in the last barn, you're actually probably okay.
But you have a better shot.
Okay.
You have a better.
When you're sitting in the barn, you know, for the second half of February, and you know that like
Right.
any day now, some crazy people are gonna come and chase you and jump on you.
It's only one
yeah.
day. You know, so the post-traumatic stress, I don't know. It just depends on the timeline. I don't know how long for them as a chicken, like their lifespan, you know? Like, man, I'm a chicken. Like, I live as a human, I live 100 years. I go to sleep, I wake up, I go to sleep, I wake up. But, like, for me, that's one day, it feels like one day. You know, but for a chicken, man, they're only going to live a couple of years. One day, that's a long time.
Yeah, that's a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. That's what I'm saying. So,
Yeah.
like, poof, man, we're going to, you know, so it's perspective, and I understand post-traumatic, but I don't think the healthcare system on the agricultural department has any kind of resources to be able to handle that. You know.
Yes, if anyone in the audiences would like to field a question to Picklebelly, then you're welcome to call in. The number is coming up on your screen now.
Yo.
Oh, we have a caller. Hello there. You're live on air on Leeds on Tour. Can you tell us your name, please?
Yes, hi, my name is Blimbus Trams.
Hi, Blimbus. How are you doing today? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abbeville.
Okay. Right in the heart of Cajun country, is that correct?
Yes, it is correct. I'm right outside
Man,
the
that's the
cathedral now.
butthole of Cajun country. Don't lie, that's the heart of Cajun country.
Yeah, they just ran me out of the cathedral. I had a little too much.
Ah,
Too much church wine.
we've all been there. So what would you like to, is there anything you'd like to tell us about your culture? Or is there anything you'd like to say to Picklebelly here?
Well, yes, I love our culture, and I love Mardi Gras, and I don't like Lent too much, but I deal with it. And I like Easter, and I like the heat, and I like the cold, and I like the wet.
But how do you feel about the dry?
I don't like the dry. That's why I'm down here.
Okay.
So what's England like?
Well, England is sometimes hot and sometimes cold. Sometimes wet, but it's sometimes dry.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
the only thing we don't have.
We have a saying where I'm from in Leeds, which is that if you run too far up a hill, you might find that you are no longer on the hill. It's a bit abstract, but if you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Maybe a bit less so in somewhere where it's never dry.
Yeah, yeah, no, I love that. Well, so I hope you're having fun with your time here in Louisiana. Are you going to visit other parts of the U.S.?
Yes, I plan to. I'll be going to Tennessee at some point. A little after I go to New Orleans. I hope to make it up to Chicago. I already got to go to a stock and rodeo show in San Antonio, Texas, which was a whole lot of fun. So my shoes now smell of pig shit. I can't get rid of the smell.
Man, I thought you was gonna call and ask me some questions. I'm sorry.
Do you have any questions for Picklebelly?
Yeah, that's a
Yes.
call-in show. I thought it was a call-in show. You know.
Yes,
He
yes.
called in. I
What-
mean, that's you know.
Oh, at least you did
Picklebelly,
that.
Picklebelly, what do you think about San Antonio pig shit compared to Louisiana, good old Louisiana pig shit?
Zora de cochon, when they got it coming out the derriere. Fuck that Texas shit from the pig butthole. You could take a bucket down to a bucket hole. You ain't got that gasoline.
I agree. Exactly. Well, I'm just enjoying the tickle out of this pickle, and I wish you a blessed journey, and may knowledge of our beautiful land reach your senses, and may you return to your shores anew.
Across the pond.
across that pond there.
Thank you, Blimpy. I'm already feeling very re-energized, reinvigorated just from this call, and I hope that.
Oh, I love your kid TV show. You're very weird with your orange hat.
Oh, is that? Wait, is that guy?
That's Blimpy, yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
Blimbus.
Okay, I think we got plenty of coffee. You just fucking keep rolling with it and have a good time. But
Let me give you one more question.
okay,
Um, so one of the Cajun tradition that I learned about recently is on Easter Friday, where
Friday.
yeah, I know you guys obviously love your crawfish. Crawfish, for the viewers at home, is like it's kind of like a little mini lobster, right?
correct.
You love your crawfish, and they get it live, and then they boil it, and then they eat it. But there's tradition on Easter Friday where they get someone who's just turned 16, and usually a man, and they strip him naked, and they lie him down, and they pour loads of live crawfish over him, and just kind of watch him, writhe around. Where did that tradition come from?
Clearly from Easter Friday, because that was the day that the Lord got sanctified in the tomb with the stone. It was about what was in the stone inside the blaspheming chamber.
Inside the stone or inside the chamber?
Inside the chamber.
Okay.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna go to hell for this. Oof. All right, I might stretch it.
Is this a bit of an exclusive or?
It is, yeah. Y'all didn't know this, so y'all didn't think about the insect, So down here we got the crawfish. That's an insect, and so when they put the Lord in that tomb, they roll that in front of that. For us down here, we celebrate. We think, okay, well that's the day he going hibernate, and marinate and become one with the dirt again. And so there's a process when we die, we get infested with the bug. And and so the crawfish, they come, and then now if they visit the Lord, well that's the holy crawfish. And so the holy crawfish, they come out, and there's twice as powerful, and they come out and they're gonna spread all that good energy and joy throughout the world and start the new calendar for the year day before man kept time, because that's what it's really about. We didn't have no calendar before he was born, and so when they put the man in the middle of the barrel and they poured the crawfish on him, it's a symbol of that.
Okay.
And he come bust out, and he's like reborn again. And supposedly, in the other parts of the religion world, they had a cloud take him up to heaven. They said but for us, he just took a shower and he went back to work. You know what I mean, that's what's supposed to happen, because life is about making it happen, and being alive is a celebration of life. Dead is you can't do no more. But when you're alive, I can still make a kiss pass at your wife or anybody else. And we're gonna get it. Because I don't know when you're gonna die, when I'm gonna die. It could happen any time. But I'm gonna bust out my boiler crawfish, and boom, here I am. So that's a very sensitive question. I appreciate you asking.
Oh, I appreciate you sharing. Thank you. And I think we actually have we've got some footage from one of those traditions of people getting crawfish poured on them, which we might be able to show the viewers later as well.
Tune in, yeah. I can have that for you. So, the honor and pleasure, So, yeah, man, you shook me down to my core. This is a great interview for me. Hopefully, I'm going to smoke me a cigarette after this. It was good for me as it was for you. Oof, mon chat.
It was pretty good for me too. It was, yeah. Thank you so much, Picklebelly, for coming on to our show. I think all of our viewers in Leeds will have a much deeper understanding now of Cajun culture, and I'm sure you'll get a whole bunch more people from Yorkshire coming over your way.
I'll wait.
Thanks, everyone. That's it from me, Dwayne, as in Dwayne Pipe. We'll see you next time.
Nice. Jesus, you just double shit on a blasphemy. We too close together as a society, as people. We got to spread that out and freshen it up a little bit. So that we can all be healthier and more ostentatious as people.